Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the first video of this this diamond painting. This is from Huacan. You can kind of see it up there, Huacan, off of AliExpress. I'll have a link for AliExpress down below, but as of recording this video, if I find it, I'll put it in the description, but as of this video, it does not look like Huacan has this on their website or their page anymore, but if I do find it, I'll put it in the description. If not, Huacan on AliExpress does have a good variety of fall type paintings and stuff like this. This one I bought last year, and I wanted to pull it out for this year for fall, and I figured it would be nice for us to do it together. You'll see on the thumbnail a picture of what this is. Over here, I just took a picture of this because, like I said, I couldn't find it on the website, and if I do, I will do a better thumbnail picture. But the picture that I took was just basically this thumbnail picture here, and it's apples in a apples and walnuts in a basket. So I'm gonna zoom in so that you guys can see it there. So it's apples and walnuts in like a wood basket or thing with some leaves around it. So it's a little bit of a darker picture, but it's very fall-like to me, right? So that's what we're working on. So, and it's square drills, and I have started it. It is 35 colors. It's a 30 by 40. And I have started it. So as you can see, or hopefully you can see, I've done a lot of the black already. I've done a little bit of this apple here, but not much. But I have done most of the black down here. Well, all of the 310 down here. And I did it in a checkerboard pattern. So, and I'm going to kind of show you what I mean by that. I think most people know what checkerboard pattern is, but I'm going to show you how I do it, because I kind of do it with tweezers and then fill it in with my pen. So it's a way to for me to keep spacing pretty good on the diamond painting, as well as keeping it a little bit more straight. So what I'll do is I'll work on this section over here because it's got a good block of color right here, so I can show you the checkerboard how I work that, right? So I'm gonna zoom in for you guys onto this apple here, right there. And it's kind of hard to see. I do have my overhead light on, so I'm gonna flip that off real quick. I always forget sometimes to turn that off before I start recording. So that gets rid of that glare, that overhead glare. So like I said, we have this section here we're gonna work on. It's the symbol O. So I can do the checkerboarding on that to show you. So O is number 14. It's this beautiful color here, 817 DMC number. This has a lot of really pretty oranges in it. The color palette is oranges, brown, you know, red, that kind of stuff. So, like, you know, really pretty fall colors. So, you know, going back and looking at the paintings that I've bought in the past, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I remember I bought this one. And I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do. So checkerboarding for me is I just start with the tweezers and I put them down in a checkerboard fashion, like so. So we're gonna do this whole section like this. I'm gonna checkerboard it out. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm recording this Tuesday. For me, it's about 7 p.m. Tuesday. So, you know, I've been trying to like record these kind of like a day or two before they go live, to try and keep, you know, I don't want to get too far ahead, because, you know, sometimes I never know what I'm going to talk about. And if I talk about anything that's kind of current, I want to, keep it current for you. Like, I don't want to record this a couple weeks in advance and then when you get it, like, you know, be like, it's like old information, depending on what I talk about, right? I guess maybe what I talk about right now isn't, doesn't really matter, but for that. What I wanted to do is, here, I'm gonna, hold on one second while I do this. What I wanted to do was, I wanted to see something. I thought of something that we could talk about. So, something kind of funny that we could talk about, as long as this doesn't start to play music. Will be good. And this, so this is, so I just went onto a site and it's kind of loading, so I hope nothing plays on this. I hope nothing plays music wise. If it does, I'll have to stop real quick. But I was thinking about weird laws that still exist in America. Like, it's one of those things that's really kind of funny and interesting to me, because, you know, these laws were put into place, you know, whatever year they were, and they obviously were put in place for a reason, but they're so ridiculous in our time frame that it's like, you know, nobody really enforces them, or they're just like kind of on the wayside, and it's like, well, why do these laws still exist? And then I start thinking, well, they probably haven't gotten rid of them because they're funny. It's like a funny bit of history, but nobody really takes it seriously. Unless there's like that one person somewhere that would be like, well, you know, it's against the law, you can't do this. And but so I thought that, oh, I kind of messed up there, one right next to each other. So I thought that maybe it would be interesting to just talk about a few of them. So like the first one that I have up here, so I got a website that has 50 bizarre laws that existed or still exist in America, is the title of this website page that I'm looking at. And The first one is in Alabama. There's a criminal code in Alabama that states that no person shall pretend to be a minister of religion or any other member of clergy. So, and then it says that if the law is broken, the person is guilty of a misdemeanor. And the punishment, according to Alabama Code Title 13A, is a fine not exceeding $500 or confinement in the county jail for not more than 1 year, or both such fine and imprisonment. So, like, that's kind of funny to me, because how many times have you seen people dress up for Halloween as a nun or a priest or something like that, or, you know, if they were to film a movie in Alabama, is it against the law to have someone dress up like that, an actor dress up like that for the movie because they're in that state? Could that person be fined for that? I mean, that's just dumb. I mean, I understand, like, you shouldn't impersonate, but dressing up like one and impersonating one is two different things, right? So dressing up like one, like a priest or a minister or something like that, is just a look, right? But if you're going to try to manipulate somebody into believing that you are that, then that's different. That should be punishable, right? Just the fraud aspect should be punishable, rather than just dressing like it. I mean, it seems a little bit ridiculous, in my opinion, that you can't just wear the clothes. But then again, I've never been to Alabama, so I don't know how personal they take their religion. Me, I'm the type of person, like, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, but not religious. And but it doesn't offend me, you know, if somebody is you know, that's the focal point in their life or whatever. Like, more power to them. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, if it's something that means a lot to you, then that's great. You know, I'm glad that you get something from that, and I'm glad that it makes you feel more complete. I'm not offended by it at all. I'll even, you know, ask questions. Like, I'm one of those people that if I don't know or understand something, I'm not afraid to ask questions about it. Because I reserve the right to have my own opinion, you know, just like you reserve the right to have your own opinion. And just because our opinions may differ, it doesn't bother me that you have those opinions. And it doesn't necessarily bother me that you share those opinions with me. I do get, probably just like everybody else, I do get a little frustrated when someone tries to force their opinions on me. But if I ask you about it, then, you know, that doesn't bother me. I went totally off camera on that one. I'm sorry, guys. But so, change subject really quick. Let's get back to the diamond painting. So as you can see, this is how you do a checkerboard pattern, right? So when I do checkerboarding with squares, I do it with the tweezers so that I can see my placement. When you use tweezers, the pen isn't in the way of where you're placing that drill. So I can see the full outline of the square that I want to place it in. I go ahead and I put it down in there and I'm good, right? So then with that, I come back, I have my pen here, I can come back with my pen and I can just fill in the gaps. And I have a good spacing already established. So when I go and I fill these in, I'm not creating like weird lines or gaps or anything like that. Like you know, you can do if you're using a multi-placer, or if you're just putting one right next to the other. Because with squares, you definitely notice gapping a lot more than you do with rounds. So for me, I want to make sure that my gapping is as even as possible. So I like to checkerboard to keep my spacing even. So, and you can see that, you know, it's, you don't really have to think when you're, after you've got your checkerboard established, you can just take your pen, put them, and just put them right in there without even having to really fight your placement at all. I mean, sometimes you do. This canvas here, I have gotten other canvases where you have, where the squares, the grid pattern is really tight, and it's hard to get good placing. But with that, if you have trouble with tight drills with squares, and it's kind of hard if you've already started and you don't realize your spacing. So what I've done, because I've had that happen before, where I've just done squares and I've placed, you know, whatever color it is wherever it is, and then I go to fill it in and I'm like, oh my gosh, these drills don't fit right. You know, I should have moved, I should have spaced them out better or whatever. So the way that I kind of get around that is, because I've had some canvases that have popping, is that I start in the middle of the diamond painting. So like this apple that I'm working on right now, so this right here, this side here, is kind of the middle of the diamond painting. So that's why I started on this apple that's right here, because I wanted to see what the spacing was going to be like. Because if the spacing was really tight, then I would start here and I would work from here over and from here that way, in order to have my drills line up together. And also with that, when I do it that way, you have hangover. Like, I create my hangover of the drills from the background. I create the hangover on the edges rather than trying to fit it all in and have them pop in the middle. I know it's kind of hard to explain, but I'll pull out my my fish one that you guys haven't seen the finish of, but it is finished. But that one, the spacing was really tight on that one compared to the background picture. So what I did was I started in the middle and worked my way to each side, and so the drills kind of are wider than the picture on the bottom, but I don't have any popping. And with squares, you don't really have to see the background, because the drills themselves cover up that background. If that makes any sense to you guys whatsoever. But I'll show you my I'll show you the fish one that I completed, because that one had overhang on it. So, but you can see here that it's easy when you do the grid pattern. It's easy to just fill in the drills, and you have a pretty even spacing when you do it this way. You don't have a lot of issues putting the drills down. So you can see that I have a couple of them where the spacing is a little bit weird, but you know, for the most part, it looks pretty even, you know? Looks pretty even. And then I always go back afterwards with my roller and just make sure that everything's sitting down really nice on that, you know? So I've got some over here. I'm going to go back to my tweezers. I've got some of this color over here. Like this. I'm having fun with these square paintings because it's been some time since I've done a square painting, so I'm having fun with this. I feel like I almost do them a little bit faster than round drills, but that could just be my imagination, you know what I mean? Because I'm having fun doing it. So it could just be my imagination that it's not taking me as long to do. I have one that's up there, or two actually. And there. Charlie! Oh my gosh, sorry guys. My cat just scared the sugar out of me. Charlie, you can't be up here. I'm sorry, buddy. I know, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. He just scared me. Jumped up on my desk right beside me. That's the first time he's done that while I've been in here. He's done it when I haven't been in here, but it's the first time that he's done that while I've been in here. Because I didn't even hear him. You know, cats are so stealthy. Like, I didn't even know he was in here. He's such a troublemaker. He's very cute, though, but he's a troublemaker. Hey, Charlie. Izzy, stop it. And then Izzy, his paw is hurting him. I don't know what happened. I don't know, like, he was outside and I heard him yelp and he couldn't walk on it for a minute. So we have a lot of spiders in our backyard. So I don't know if he stepped on something or if he got bit by a spider or something like that. I don't know. He can stand on his paw now. He's limping a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. And he won't let me look at it. I looked as best as I could, but he was very protective of his paw. So hopefully in a little bit here I can take another look at it, but I don't know if he'll let me or not. I just hope he doesn't have something stuck in his paw. You know what I mean? Like a splinter. I doubt it's a splinter because he was in the grass when it happened. So I have a feeling that he might have gotten bit by a spider or something. Or he bent one of his claws because he won't let us cut his claws. So he could have cracked one of his claws, but he's licking the bottom of his paw, so I think it had something to do with his pads. But I can't I don't know what it is. Sorry. I'm kind of rambling. So, let's see. Let's do one more bizarre law. Hold on, I missed a couple over here. One more, and I had exactly that amount in my tray. I think this is the last one of this color. That is right around there. I do have some of the color over there, but I'm just focusing on this one here. Alright, so let me close this bag up so I don't spill any of them. Okay, let's do one more weird law. So, Alaska, it says, do not operate motorcycles or loud power tools at night. In Fairbanks, Alaska, it's illegal to operate or use loud instruments between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. according to the city's Code of Ordinances, Chapter 46, Article 2, Section 46-42. And then it says, this includes a pile driver, pneumatic hammer, bulldozer, road grader, loader, power shovel, derrick, backhoe, power saw, manual hammer, motorcycle, snow machine, or other instrument, appliance, or vehicle which generates loud sounds or noise after having been informed by another that such operation or use is disturbing the peace and privacy of others. The city's code on offenses against public peace and order states. So basically, you know how like most places they do all of their road work at night so that you don't disturb the drivers, the commuters in the morning. They do most of their road work at night, and a lot of that is loud. You know, they're like digging up asphalt, breaking up the old road so that they can replace it with the new road, whatever it may be. I mean, they can't do any of that. So basically, they're just going to be doing road work and disturbing your morning commute because of this law. Because of this law. That's what they're doing. They're just like, nah, you know what? Because of this law, you get to have horrible traffic every morning for the next 6 months because we can't make loud noises at night. Now I can understand why that would be put into place, and it would make more sense if it was just only in residential districts, right? Say you can't make that, you can't use those things or drive motorcycles or whatever in residential areas after those hours because of the loud noise, right? That would make more sense because people are trying to sleep. We have to get up for work the next day. But to have it in all of Fairbanks, like, what about, you know, like I said, what about getting the roadways and all that good stuff? You know? It seems kind of obnoxious. That law seems a little bit obnoxious to me. Because I would much rather have a little bit of noise at night, because there's ways of drowning that out. So I would much rather have a little bit of noise at night rather than having, you know, a 15-minute office commute turn into a 2-hour office commute because we can't work on the roads at night. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's something that's not completely enforced anymore. That's just there. I don't know. Interesting, huh? Interesting. All right, so we moved on to this color here, which is DMC 720. Really pretty orange color, like it's kind of like a brownish orange color. I think it's pretty. I think this painting is going to turn out really nice. I like the apples and the walnuts. Be an interesting picture to have on the wall if it turns out nice. You know what I mean? So far, it looks good. Huacan on AliExpress. Their drills are pretty good. There was some trash in that 310. Not much though. You know, in the whole scope of things, not much. But you know, had some with a little bit of like tabs on the end of it, but not too much. Their drills are pretty good. I don't know if they're acrylic or resin. Like I said, I got this one last year, so I'm not sure what kind of drills these are. But they're pretty uniform in size, which is nice because sometimes, you know, from budget companies, you know, you'll get drills that are like weird shaped or something like that. And these are not like that. These are pretty uniform. Don't really have any problem with them whatsoever. So, and you can see, like I said, the gapping's pretty good on it. Everything fits pretty well, in my opinion. And Charlie's gonna drive me crazy, but he knows, I know he knows he can't go out because I have to finish this up and then get ready for work. And my husband and I will be gone for quite some time, so he can't be outside because he will drive my husband crazy sitting in front of the ring. So, alright, how much time do I have? Charlie, stop it. Okay, so we've gone about a half hour, so I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna pull back on the camera, zoom out for you guys. Let me put this away so that I don't drop any. Alright, so I'm gonna pull back on the camera so you can see we worked on that. We did this and that color there, and zoom out. So we worked on this and that, and like I said, I'm going to zoom back in for a minute, just a little bit. So these are all fitting together pretty well. It's not that much crazy gapping on that. They're all fitting the grid pattern pretty well, as you can see. And zoom back out. Oops, zoom back out. And I want to show you the, if I can find it real quick, the fish one that I did that I haven't shown you yet, because that one, here, let me cover this. So this is the fish one that I completed, and this one was square, and this one I got off of AliExpress as well, and it was double-sided adhesive as well. And it's hard to see, but I'm gonna zoom in. So I started this one in the middle, so pretty much right here, and I worked from this section down and then this section up, because it was so tight, such a tight fit. If I did not do that, I would have popping. So if you look down here, you can see that the edge is right about here, and the drills hang over that edge. They go past that line. Same on this side. Same on this side. Oops, I'm having trouble holding it. So right here, the black line edge of the diamond painting stops about here. So I've got them, they're all hanging off of the edge, actually right about here. They all hang over that edge, almost a full half a drill. And so when you start in the middle, like I do, when you start in the middle of the diamond painting, because this one, the way the grid pattern was reading was sideways. So I started here, basically. So I started here, and I noticed that if I would have followed the squares and put the drills in the exact squares that were on the canvas, by the time I got over, if I started over here, by the time that I got over here and stuff, it would be hanging really far off of this side. So what I did was I worked from this middle part, and then instead of doing one color and doing it all here and all over here and, you know, bouncing around, I strictly stayed with a couple of lines, and I worked from this over to here and then from here over to here. And I did that so that now when you feel it, there is no popping of the drills, and they all fit together very well, and I don't have any issues with that, with these drills at all. And if I would have stuck to, and you can see by looking at this edge, let me zoom in, you can see by looking at this edge that these drills did not fit all the same. So this is one of those kits where the drills were not all the same size. So that line does not line up the way it should, because the drills were not all the same size. But if I would have not, if I would have just bounced around like I do with round drills and put a, you know, started with this color and did this one and then bounced here and then did up there, I would have had a whole bunch of popping in here, because I would not have been able to fit the drills inside this. So by working from here this way and here this way, I was able to get all of the drills to lie flat and have a really awesome picture at the same time. So is that my dog or my cat? I think that might be my dog. So that's what I was doing with this one here. I started this, and I started from here right in here to see how these were all going to fit together, if they were going to stay within the grid pattern, and they are. So that's why I'm able to bounce around and still fit them in and still get a good spacing for all of that. So with that, I'm going to end this video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will pick this up probably next week. I'm rotating a couple of diamond paintings, so hopefully we'll pick this up next week. Hopefully you like this. I think this is going to be a really pretty picture when it's done. Yeah, leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment. I love your comments. I try to get back to them within a week, so give me, you know, some leeway on that. If you are a subscriber, hit that bell button and you will be notified when my videos go live. And if you are not a subscriber, please consider doing so. It really does help me out. Join our community. Love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.